In this class, we shall learn how to write a contractual letter. What is a contractual letter? Any letter related to the contract issued by one of the bound parties to the other is a contractual letter. When two parties are bound by an agreement, then any letter which is related to that contract agreement and issued by one of them to the other is a contractual letter. Letters are treated as the strongest form of communication between the parties bound by a contract agreement. While it is so, all the parties bound by the contract must pay high importance towards drafting the contractual letters. Why you'd want to write a letter or email at the first place? There are several reasons. It may be to inform the other party about something. As an example, an upcoming event, want of a support, or some deliverables by that party. It may be to defend your organization's business interest by negating any allegation or complaint raised by the other party. You can write a letter to provide some advance information to the other party to safeguard the business interest of your organization. As an example, a contractor writing about some potential hindrances due to some action taken by the client in the project area, which may affect the work progress, and it's not within the control of the contractor. You can ask for solution to a particular problem from the other party through your letter or email. You can record some fact which is not in record otherwise. All the above are means of taking some contractual advantage over the other party. This is the main objective of writing a letter or an email to the other party in the contract. This objective must be kept in mind always while drafting a contractual letter. The letter should speak for itself. While writing a contractual letter, think that the letter can be read by a third party during an arbitration or litigation in a law court after a long time. So ensure today that no part of the letter should lack in any important information or need any additional explanation to support it. It is a record being created which will be relied upon in future in case a dispute arises within the parties. Keep in mind to never put a project specific jargon or acronym which is a short form of any term. Remember the third party reading the letter after a long time during any arbitration or litigation who will not understand the meaning of that acronym or jargon, although it may be very frequently used in a project site. If you want to use any acronym which is a short form for any long phrase, write the complete long phrase at least once in the letter and mention the acronym within brackets beside the phrase. Now you can use the acronym in the rest of the letter. Also, never use phrases like they, him, her. Put the name of the organization or the name or designation of the person you want to speak about. This will avoid confusion at a later date. Don't use wordy sentences. Be crisp and support it with facts as much as possible. Be careful. Get your letters proofreading done by any of your colleagues or any software before shooting it to the other party. Spelling or grammar mistakes not only make it look bad, they can affect the meaning of certain phrases, which can hamper your interest of writing the letter. Throw out your emotions like overexcitement and anger while drafting the letter. Remember, it is important to communicate and record the facts, which are enough to communicate in a simple fact-based language. Showing off your emotions will not increase the quality of the letter. Rather, it can hamper the language and what exactly you want to communicate. First, check the documentation part. The reference number and the date are must. These are important to keep the identity of the letter if in future the letter is used as a reference in a contractual claim or required to present in front of a third party in case of an arbitration or litigation. A letter incoming and outgoing register must be maintained at the project site. A sample form is given below. There is the letter reference number, the date, the subject on which the letter was written, who has sent the letter, and who is the recipient of this letter. These are recorded in a simple format which can be helpful for maintaining the serial number. There must not be any error in the address of the recipient, which is to be mentioned at the top of the letter before starting the message. The following details must be mentioned properly at the right place: name of the recipient, name of their organization, official address, contact details including email ID and phone numbers, and designation of the recipient. Make the subject of your letter a real summary of what you actually need to communicate. Write a short and crisp subject which need to be a true summary of your intention of writing the letter. Give adequate references before you start writing the message. Mention the contract agreement, work order, and any other contract document seems necessary. Mention the reference number of any other letter on the same subject issued or received earlier if necessary. Mention any record notes of relevant meetings between the parties. Mention any relevant public notice or law of land or any other standard document if so required. Write a specific, to the point, and information rich message in the body. In the first paragraph, describe in short the issue which you are going to talk about. In the rest of the letter, describe well and substantiate with facts. Don't write a story. In the next paragraph, describe the event and the impact of it on your deliverables as per the contract. Substantiate what you say with more facts and numbers and less story. Provide all the relevant contract clauses and mention specific part of the documents mentioned in the list of references. While finishing the message, the last paragraph is the place for conclusion. Finish with an indication of the desired solution to the problem or call to an action. Ask for a solution or suggest one. Here's a tip for you. While writing a letter to your client to request for an early release of payment, instead of writing just "this is for your kind information and needful action" at the end, it is far better to write "please oblige us by releasing the outstanding payment of rupees 3.5 crores within 31st January 2021. This shall be helpful for further resource procurement for the project." After you finish, don't forget the Thanksgiving. Mention the capacity on which you are writing this letter. Mention all the attachments to the letter with serial and page numbers. Mention the names and designations of the people you would like to mark a copy of